Traveling in Minecraft, whether it's by foot, boat, horse, or elytra, it's a fundamental part of the game. But just recently, the admin of 2b2t, Hausemaster, made some huge changes to the server's anti-cheat that affected everyone's ability to travel. Not only were elytra fly hacks patched, but certain vanilla travel methods were completely disabled. For most players, the results were devastating. Why would Hausemaster do this? So today, we're going to take a look into why such harsh changes were made to a server that doesn't even have any rules. Now, before I get into explaining the recent changes Hausemaster made, we need to take a step back to August of 2019. After years of elytras being disabled on 2b2t due to some game-breaking exploits involving them, Hausemaster finally re-enabled them for everyone on the server. But within a matter of hours of making them available again, players were already using hacks that gave them the ability to hover infinitely and speed hack with them. But nonetheless, elytras stuck around, and players were taking full advantage of their ability to fly and go very high speeds. Over the course of a few months, Hausemaster would start to tweak the anti-cheat plugin behind elytras. At one point, he patched the ability to ascend without the use of fireworks. He then later made a few changes to the player's positioning in regards to flying. Basically, if you were looking too far down while flying in a straight line, the server would start lagging you back. Now, even with these small changes, they still didn't stop players from utilizing elytra hacks to fly very far distances. However, just recently, all of that changed. Hausemaster just rolled out a new patch that completely removes the ability to use elytra fly hacks. But get this, just a day before the eventual patch, elytra fly hacks were actually made more effective. For just a few hours, the speed limit for elytras was increased by almost double. Well, this of course didn't last long, and the full patch for elytra fly hacks was pushed to the server. Was Hausemaster just teasing us right before he eventually removed it all? I can only wonder. Now normally, I wouldn't be too surprised or angry about a change like this. Hausemaster wants to make 2b2t as vanilla-like as possible. It makes sense why he would remove the ability to use any elytra fly hacks. But after I did a bit of testing with these elytra changes, I noticed that it wasn't perfect. A lot of the time, I'd randomly start falling out of the sky. Firework rockets would often lag me back. Sometimes I wasn't even able to take off, and the server would even kick me seemingly out of nowhere. This makes elytras pretty much useless for long distance travel, even without hacks on. But so what? I'll just grab a horse from the overworld and use it on the nether highways instead. Oh wait, what? That's right. Along with the elytra fly patch, Hausemaster removed the ability to move entities through nether portals. Now this is where it doesn't become okay, when vanilla features are completely disabled on the server. Hausemaster unfortunately has a history with making changes like this. For instance, boats. This probably wasn't intentional, but boats do not function properly on 2b2t. When you're riding on a boat, you'll constantly glitch out and will be kicked from the boat often. So for the most part, this rules out boats as an effective travel method on 2b2t. So what's left? Well, you can ride a horse in the overworld, but that's slower than even sprint jumping in the nether, because 1 block in the nether equals 8 blocks in the overworld. So that leaves one method left, sprint jumping. It's slow and tedious, but we're just gonna have to live with it until some other travel exploit is discovered. Now yes, you still can use elytras, but the main issue is that you'll be going through a lot of firework rockets, as well as having to deal with the other issues I mentioned before. It's just not practical. Plus, good luck trying to fly on the nether highways. So what good has come from this? Well, we do have a much higher TPS, which is pretty nice. The reason for this is probably because there aren't 50 players constantly loading new chunks. So for the first time in ages, 2b2t has consistently been lag-free. That's a huge pro, especially for new players that aren't used to laggy conditions. So what do you think? Are these changes Hausemaster made to 2b2t worth it? Let me know in the comments about your opinion. Alright guys, that's about it for today. I'll be back.